Hello friends, in today's video we are going to start with the part 1 of tissues. So in last video we had learned that tissues are of two types, plant tissue and animal tissue. So in today's class we are going to study about plant tissues. So on the basis of dividing capacity, plant tissues are classified into two fundamental types. Those are meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. So the first picture shown here is meristematic tissue and the second picture shown here is permanent tissue. So meristematic tissue is further classified into three types. Apical meristematic tissue, lateral intercalary meristematic tissue and lateral meristematic tissue. So permanent tissue is classified into two types, simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. So coming to meristematic tissue, first let us know how does meristematic tissue look. What are the features of meristematic tissue? So they lack vacuoles, they have dens of cytoplasm, they have very thin cellulose walls. Why here it is mentioned as thin cellulose walls? We know that the cell wall of a plant cell is made up of cellulose. So cellulose is made up of proteins and lipids. So they have very active cells. They have active cells because these meristematic tissue keep on dividing continuously and they have a prominent nuclei. They are also known as growth tissue. So why are they known as growth tissue? Because they keep on dividing continuously. So the functions of meristematic tissue are they provide turgidity and rigidity to plant. So they provide turgidity and rigidity, and it also helps in the cell division. So as I told, its main function is only cell division. Coming to the first type of meristematic tissue, that is apical meristematic tissue. We are going to study like location, functions and its features. So these are the pictures of apical meristematic tissue. They are located at the growing tips of stems and roots. They are located at the growing tips. They are located at the growing tips of stems and roots. So the function of apical meristematic tissue is they increase the height of the plant. So they increase the height of the plant. Coming to the next type of meristematic tissue, that is intercalary meristematic tissue. So these are located at the base of the leaves or internode. So between two nodes comes the internode. The distance between two nodes is known as internode. So they are located at the base of the leaves. The function of intercalary meristematic tissue is they increase the length of internode. So they increase the length of internode. The lateral meristematic tissue, the last meristematic tissue. So they are located in the bark or cambium. The function is they increase the diameter of the stem. So they increase the diameter, they increase the width of the stem. So now we have learned about meristematic tissue. Let's just recap fastly. So apical meristematic tissue, intercalary meristematic tissue and lateral meristematic tissue. So apical meristematic tissue is located at the tips of stems and roots, and its function is to increase the length of the stem. Intercalary meristematic tissue, they are located at the base of the stem or the tip and base of the leaves. So they increase the length of internode. The lateral meristematic tissue, they are found in sides of stems and roots. The function is they increase the diameter, means they increase the width. Permanent tissue. The next type of plant tissue is permanent tissue. This tissue is formed from the cells of meristematic tissue when they lose their ability to divide. So this statement says that these tissues are formed by the cells of meristematic tissue. As we all know, meristematic tissues are the tissues which have very active cells which keep on dividing continuously. So when those cells lose their ability to divide, that time they form permanent tissue. So the process of meristematic tissue to permanent tissue is known as differentiation. So permanent tissue is classified into two types: simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. Simple permanent tissue, it is also written as simple PT. So it is made up of only one type of cells, that is the cells forming these tissues are similar in structure and function. So these are the tissues which are made up of one type of cells. They have their own similar function and similar structure. So these are again further classified into three types: parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. Parenchyma. So the features, location, and the function. So features are nothing but how does the parenchyma tissue looks. So they have thin cell wall. They are also the packing tissue, basic packing tissue. They are located in soft parts, like example leaf and fruits. They have more intercellular space. So these are where the features of parenchyma. So where is it exactly located? It is located in the soft parts of the plant such as pith, or even in the leaves or even in the fruits. The functions of parenchyma are: it acts as a packing tissue, it helps in the storage of food, and it provides a mechanical support. So parenchyma is further classified into two types. So it is really a vast chapter where it is further classified, further classified, further classified. So it is classified into two types: chlorenchyma and arenchyma. Chlorenchyma. So this is one of my favorite tissue because it is really very interesting in its name only. So when the parenchyma cell contains chlorophyll, in some situations it performs photosynthesis. Such a type of parenchyma tissue is called chlorenchyma. So the tissue of parenchyma which perform photosynthesis is known as chlorenchyma. So why does this type of parenchyma tissue perform photosynthesis? Because the cell contains chlorophyll. So chlorine means photosynthesis only. So how is this chlorenchyma derived? So chlorophyll, as we know, the chlorenchyma tissue contains chlorophyll. So chloro and parenchyma, chlorochyma, chlorenchyma. Arenchyma. So in aquatic plants, large air cavities are present in parenchyma cells in order to give the ability or tendency of something to float in water or other fluid to plants which help them to float. Such type of parenchyma tissue is arenchyma. We not to worry about this. It is the only tissue which helps the plants or something to float on water or a substance. Why does it helps to float? Because this tissue has more air cavities. Air cavities means they have small pores which help them to float. Collenchyma. So coming to next type of permanent tissue, that is collenchyma. So the features of collenchyma are: they are living cells. They have elongated. They are elongated in shape. They have thickenings at the corner of the cells. If a cell is like this, so they have thickenings at the corners, not inside the cell. So they have very intercellular space, very less intercellular space. So why they have less intercellular space? Because they have thickenings at the corners. So the location of collenchyma is, it is located in the leaf stalks. And the function of collenchyma is they provide flexibility and mechanical support to plants. Coming to sclerenchyma. So the features of sclerenchyma: the cell wall is very thick, they don't have cellular space at all, they are narrow and long and have dead cells. So the sclerenchyma is made up of dead cells. First thing, the main important thing is it is having only dead cells, and its cell wall is very thick, they don't have intercellular space. So they are located in leaf veins, hard coverings of seeds, and around vascular bundles in stems, etc. So the function of sclerenchyma is they act as a protective layer. They makes the plant hard and stiff, and they provide stiff. Stiff is nothing but they provide mechanical support. Coming to the next type of permanent tissue, that is complex permanent tissue or complex PT. So it is made up of more than one type of cells having a common origin regardless of different appearances. All the cells coordinate to perform a common function. So in simple permanent tissue, they have similar cells which perform a similar function, as well as they have similar um, features. But in complex permanent tissue, they are made up of many types of cells. they look different from one another and they do not perform a common function. So this complex permanent tissue is again classified into two types, that is xylem and phloem. Coming to xylem, so you can see the picture of xylem here, right? You can see the picture. So this xylem is responsible for transport of water and as well as minerals. So its main function is transport of water and minerals. They are different appearances. They are of different appearances. All the cells coordinate to perform a common function. So the all the cells of xylem coordinate to perform a common function. So again, this xylem has four elements. Those are tracheids, vessels, xylem parenchyma, and xylem fibers. Coming to tracheids, so you can see the picture of tracheids here. So the structure is they have elongated cells with tapering ends. So they have elongated cells with tapering ends. Tapering ends are nothing but they have the ends closed, and these are made up of dead cells. The function of tracheids are they provide mechanical support and the water travels through perforation plates. So perforation means sideways. Sideways. Coming to vessels, so they are long tube-like with thick lignified cell wall. You can see the picture. It is having thick cell wall, and these are also made up of dead cells. And the functions of vessels are it conducts waters and minerals vertically. Coming to xylem parenchyma. So what is this xylem parenchyma? So these are elongated cells with tapering ends. So where we had learned about tapering ends? Yes, exactly. We had learned in tracheids. So even tracheids have tapering ends. So these are also made up of dead cells. And the function of xylem parenchyma is it stores food in the form of starch. It helps in lateral conduction of water. The last type of xylem or the last element of xylem is xylem fibers. So they have thick walled sclerenchyma cells. The function of xylem fibers are they provide mechanical support and give support as dead cells. Coming to next type of complex permanent tissue, that is phloem. It transports food from leaves to other parts of the plant. Materials can move in both the directions. All phloem cells are living except phloem fibers. So in xylem, all these elements were dead except xylem fibers. Xylem fibers were the only living there. So in phloem, all the elements are living except phloem fibers. So this phloem is also made up of four elements, that is sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem parenchyma, and phloem fibers. Sieve tubes. So you can see the image of sieve tubes here. Yes. So the structure is they have elongated tube-like cells. They are placed end to end. They have cell wall which contains pores. They have thin layer of cytoplasm. They have very thin layer of cytoplasm. The function of sieve tubes is the translocation of food. Companion cells. So these have thin walled cells with active cytoplasm. They are small elongated cells. They have active cytoplasm. The function of companion cells are they help the sieve tubes in transportation of food. So sieve tubes and companion cells almost they perform the similar function. Coming to phloem parenchyma, you can see the picture here. So the structure, they have thin walled parenchyma cells. Its function is to store food in form of starch. The last type of phloem is phloem fibers. It has thick wall. Excuse me. Now, starting phloem fibers, you can see the image of phloem fibers here. So these phloem fibers are also known as bast fibers. So the structure, they have thick wall cell, sclerenchyma cells, and the function of phloem fibers is they provide mechanical support and they protect the plant. Now let's recap. So we had started with plant tissues. So the plant tissue is classified into two types: meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. So meristematic tissue is again classified into three types. Those are apical meristematic tissue, intercalary meristematic tissue, and lateral meristematic tissue. Coming to permanent tissue, they are classified into two types: simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. This simple permanent tissue is again classified into three types. Those are parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. So coming to parenchyma, we had studied that it is again classified into two types, that is chlorenchyma and erenchyma. Coming to complex permanent tissue, these were divided into two types, that is xylem and phloem. Xylem is divided into four elements, even phloem is divided into four elements. Coming to xylem, they have trichids, vessel, xylem fiber, and xylem parenchyma. And the phloem is divided into or classified into four elements. Those are sieve tubes, companion cells, xylem fibers, and phloem fibers and phloem parenchyma. So this is meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. So thank you for watching this video. If you have not yet subscribed our channel, please do subscribe it. Hope you like this video. Thank you. Bye.